ServiceNow is absolutely honored to be the sponsor for this year's GRC event. We're going to have our team of risk and compliance experts there attending the event to share with you stories about what we're seeing across the industry globally in terms of how they are adopting technology to manage their governance programs more efficiently and give you some ideas around where technology is going over the next couple of years. In terms of future-proofing for GRC, a lot of that really depends on what the company's executive strategy is for growth. I've seen lots of different environments in terms of where clients are taking things from full end-to-end digital transformation, embedding the regulatory controls into the workflow of the organization, to I've seen the other extremes where clients are still just kind of on a journey, but they're at a slower pace. And there's a number of different reasons for that. There's a lot of options these days with technology, particularly now that there's no-code, low-code workflow platforms there. I can't think of an organization that isn't going through digital transformation. People get a little nervous about it because they get worried about losing their jobs. And my experience, I haven't seen people losing jobs. I've seen people changing their jobs and their roles and making more interesting. I would say there's two things that are extremely important. One is understanding from your board and your executive committee, what is the strategic direction of the organization, and ensuring that the whole organization lines up behind that. Other thing I would say that's extremely important is the organization getting its data organized, because that will enable the organization to start taking advantage of Gen AI, machine learning, particularly even in the risk space for the future. The big thing in the GRC space, honestly, is around how to leverage Gen AI to start to understand more emerging risk, and also be able to advise executives and leadership teams around revenue growth opportunities. I'm going to be presenting for the audience a case study on fraud and how to prevent fraud, and potentially how to start identifying where fraud might be developing across your customer base and ways that you could look to mitigate that. So the event's on the 20th of February. It's going to be taking place at the Forum. You can register with ITWeb, and that will enable you to secure a seat at the event. ServiceNow is really looking forward to meeting you at the event and just networking with you and your colleagues and peers.